Welcome guys to Pikama Stitches. Today we're going to be making this beautiful 6 pieces dress. Can you see what we have here? It's a 6 pieces dress. We're going to be using a freehand method. It has pockets with belt. Can you see the back? Well relaxed. And it has an A-line sleeve. So thank you so much guys for stopping by. I really appreciate, and I know you have so much value on this channel. Kindly like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I've been seeing the few comments and the views, but please, I'll appreciate if you like. Look at that waist. Okay, it looks snatched, though I didn't even snatch it. So let's get right into class. So I'll be using this beautiful Ankara print with this red lining. I have 6 yards of this fabric. Okay, for a plus size you use 6 yards if you're going for that sleeve and the fullness that I have. Okay, so to fold this guys, you know Ankara comes by 45. I won't be able to have that length you saw. So in order to have that length, you need to open up, okay, and they won't be joining at the lower part. You open up your Ankara and you're going to be folding it at the selvage where you have the design on the Ankara. Can you see? That's the side you're going to pick and place them together, and then you fold it straight. That's where you have the length. We can't use 45 because this is Ankara, okay? So unless you want to make a short one but a full one, can you see the way I folded? Just make the two edges where you have those writings on Ankara, let them meet each other, and then you mark out the length you want to use. For me, I used 64 inches plus hemming allowance. Okay, the full length is 63. I added 1 inch for hemming allowance. Okay, so this is how you're going to fold. Just look at what I'm doing, you will understand it, and do the same thing. Now this beautiful blouse I'm putting on here is the last tutorial I just posted. So if you've not seen that video, please go and watch it. Thank you. So can you see the way I folded mine? Okay, when you fold it that way, you will have whatever length you desire with your Ankara. So we'll get right into it. I'm going to be marking out 1 inch, and this 1 inch will serve as our shoulder line. Okay, this is where all our markings will be starting from. So you connect it into a straight line. Okay, you connect the marking, and then from there you're going to be taking all your measurements. Now from shoulder to bust, for me it's 11 inches, so use yours. Okay, shoulder to under bust is 15 inches for me. Shoulder to waist is 18 inches for me. Now we don't need hip for this 6 pieces dress because it's more like an A-line. Okay, so from the waist, that's where we're going to flay everything out. But if you're using your under bust, if your under bust is where you're flaying yours out, then you won't need the waist marking as well. I hope you understand this. Okay, then after marking out those measurements, you're going to get to full length. I had already measured out my full length, which is 64 inches. Now you're going to mark your shoulder measurement. Shoulder divided by 2. My shoulder to shoulder is 16 inches. Divided by 2 is 8 inches. Okay, so I marked the 8 inches at that point. Now at the chest line, I'm going to be marking my nipple to nipple measurement from the chest line all the way to the top, okay, and to the lower part, to the hem of the fabric. Now my nipple to nipple measurement is 9 inches. You add ½ inch to that because we're cutting directly on fabric. You don't want any shortage. Okay, so I'm marking out 5 inches. Now this 5-inch mark, you're going to mark it from the shoulder line all the way to the hem of the fabric, because we're making a shoulder dart. Okay, if it's a princess dart, it won't get to the shoulder, but this is a shoulder dart, so we're marking it from the shoulder. Your nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 plus ½ inch. You're marking from the shoulder all the way to the hem of the fabric, and then you connect it into a straight line. You're marking the same thing. So I'm marking it again and again to ensure I have a straight line. But if you have a straight ruler that is long enough, you can use that. So I'm just going ahead to connect the lines. You can mark it over and over again to be sure you're having a straight line. Sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather. Sorry. Okay, I'm marking it now at the shoulder line, my 5 inch. So whatever yours is, you mark it and add half of an inch to it. Okay, and then you connect it all into a straight line. So I wanted to bring the camera closer for you guys to see. So what we're going to be doing next now is to mark out the chest line. Okay, I didn't mark my chest line, so I just come up by 1.5 inch from my bust point and then I get my chest line. That's for me. For some persons it's 2 inches, 2.5. So from that your nipple to nipple line at the shoulder line, you mark 2.5 inch outwards and come up from your chest line by 1 inch. You don't want your line to get to your bust point. Okay, I hope you understand this. From this nipple to nipple line at the shoulder, you mark 2.5, maximum should be 3 inches, but I use 2.5 inches, and you slant it to 1 inch above your bust point. Now at the under bust, I'm going to be taking my darts. I'm using 1 inch on both sides, 1 inch on the inner part, 1 inch on the waistline, on the outer part, sorry, and then I connect it to the waistline. I mark 1 inch below the bust point and I connect my darts. Okay, just watch what I'm doing here and you get it. Okay, so 2.5 inch away from your nipple to nipple line, connect it to 1 inch above your bust point. Then you take in your dart at the under bust and at the waistline should be the same thing. Okay, then you go down to the lower part of your fabric. We're going to create our 6 pieces now. At the lower part, mark 1.5. Maximum should be 2 inches, but I used 1.5 inch outwards. From that your nipple to nipple line, mark outwards. Just watch what I did there. 1.5, maximum 2 inches, and slant it. Connect it all the way to the center dart. Just look at what I'm doing and you will understand. Not from the outer leg of your dart, but from the inner one. You connect it in a slanted manner to meet the 1.5 inch line you came outwards by. Just watch what I'm doing, you will understand. I hope I'm speaking this English well. Then the outer dart leg, you also slant it to meet the nipple to nipple line. Now the slant should be nothing less than 7 inches. Okay, come down by 7 inches, slant this other dart leg to meet up the 1.5 inch mark. Okay, and that's all. That's just it. It's as simple as that. Okay, so if you do not understand, if it seems too fast for you, just watch again. I'm going ahead to label the lines because we're going to cut out now. Okay, it's as simple as that. So if you don't understand, just watch it all over again and you'll get it. It's very simple, it's not complicated. So you're cutting on that 1.5 inch line. Okay, sorry, my camera didn't capture it, but from the 1.5 inch or 2 inches, whatever you decide to use, that's the line you're cutting on, not your nipple to nipple line, but the 1.5 inch line. And then you just mark all the way. Cut all the way up. You're going to cut the center front dart leg first. Just watch the way I'm cutting mine, you get it. Okay, please, if you're watching up to this point and you haven't liked, please, I beg of you, like. It encourages me to create time to make these videos. God bless you. Please, thank you. So you also follow the inner, that's like the nipple to nipple line you cut out at the center part. Can you see this? Now after cutting that, we're going to go ahead and notch. Please, very important, notch your bust point and your under bust point, okay, to guide you when joining. Then cut out the inner dart. Just follow the way I'm cutting it, you will understand, okay? Then you cut out the shoulder dart, and that's all. We're done. It's as simple as that. Can you see that? Then I'm notching my under bust point. Very, very important. Okay, so what we're going to do is this: will overlap it with 1/2 inch. Okay, lay it, ensure the nipple to nipple line align, the bust points, the waistline, very important. And then you overlap each other by 1/2 inch. And now we're going to mark, can you see this? We're going to mark our body measurements now. So I'm taking my shoulder measurement again, okay, divided by 2 plus 1/2 inch for joining, okay. We've cut the fabric now into two, so for joining them I'm adding 1/2 inch back to it. So I'm marking 8.5, and that 8.5 I'm going to mark it at my chest line too, in order to get a straight line, okay. That's our armhole. I'm going to mark my bust measurement divided by 4. For me is 11.25, and I'm adding whatever sewing allowance you decide to add, but I added 2 inches for mine, okay. And then you're going to get the midpoint of your armhole, whatever you have, divided by 2. Mine I divided by 2, and then at the midpoint just go inwards by 1/2 inch. Just watch what I'm doing and connect from the shoulder to that 1/2 inch. From there, connect to your chest line, and that's it. Now at the waist point, I'm going to take my waist measurement divided by 4, and I add my 2 inches sewing allowance. Now we're not replacing the dart because we've cut the dart out already, so there's no need for replacement, okay. So I'm just going to connect all the way to my waistline. Now from the waistline, just watch what I'm going to be doing here carefully. You're going to flay it out. For me, I used 12 inches at this other part to connect my flay at the lower part. The center part is on fold, and I had marked 5 inches for my nipple to nipple. So if I open it up, I'll have 10 inches. Then I marked inwards 1.5. So I have more than enough at the center point. Then for the side, I marked 12 inches. I'm just going to connect in a flay shape. Just watch what I'm doing to the lower part. That's all. You saw the fullness I had in mind. If you want less, then you can use 10 inches. If you want more, you can do more than 12. I used 12 inches, okay, for mine. Then from the waist, just slant it to the lower part, to whatever fullness you want. And that's all. Our 6 pieces is ready. So you just go ahead now and cut it out. So the center front is on fold, and now we have 2 sides, making it 3 for the front, and then when we cut 3 for the back, it makes up the 6 pieces dress. So if you've watched up to this point and you haven't liked, please, you're wrong. You're not encouraging me. Please, kindly like. God bless you. Please just touch the like button, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. And subscribe. So just go ahead and cut out completely. Use your body measurements and you will get the perfect shape, okay? You saw what I had on mine. If you don't want that fullness, you can reduce yours. If you want more, you can increase it, okay? So just go ahead and cut. And you're done. Can you see this? This is so beautiful. Okay, this is so beautiful. That's the side. We have 2 side pieces, and the center front is on fold. Okay, can you see this? So remember we added 1 inch at the shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to cut out ½ inch. Let ½ inch be for joining. Okay, now you can decide to cut your neckline out at this point, but for me I chose to join everything before cutting out the neckline. But if you want to cut yours, you can go ahead and cut it now. Then ensure you notch, very important, your bust point and your underbust. Okay, now I'm not padding mine. You saw mine, you may think it was padded, it wasn't. But if you're padding yours from the shoulder, just come down by 6 inches. From that 6 inches, you start cutting your part to your under bust. Okay? Can you see the fullness? Can you see this? See the lower parts? That's what we have. Okay? It's as simple as that. And we're done with the front. Okay? It's as simple as that. So let's go ahead and cut out the back piece, okay? So I folded my fabric into two. If you watched my princess dart cutting, we're making the same thing for this shoulder dart. We use our front piece to cut out the back. We're not marking anything afresh. So just bring in your center piece, okay, for the front, and put it on the fabric for the back. Your fabric, of course, your back fabric should be bigger because we're going to be having zipper allowance at the center back. So I marked 2 inches. Make sure you keep that space for your zipper allowance, okay? I kept 2 inches for my zipper allowance. Now you saw how the back part of my cloth did sit well on me. So what I did was at the waistline, I went in by 1 inch and I sloped it out to the hip point, and then I sloped it upwards, okay? Meaning the waistline has just 1 inch for zipper. If you don't understand, send a message in the comment. I'll answer you, okay? But just watch what I'm doing. I marked 2 inches for my zipper allowance. I removed 1 inch at the waist and I slanted it to the hip and I slanted it upwards, and then I cut it out. As simple as that. Just watch what I'm doing, okay? And then I cut it out. You can see the effect I had at the back, okay? Even without me fixing the belt, the dress sat perfectly at my back piece, okay? So if you want this effect, just follow what I'm doing, okay? If you have any questions, any part that is not so clear to you, just drop in the comments, okay? And I'll be there to answer you guys. So just follow through and open it up, okay? You open it up to the lower part, and that's a zipper allowance. And then we're going to cut the other part the same thing. Now when we get to the bust point, I'm going to show us what to do. Please kindly like, share, and subscribe. I really thank you guys for the 14 subscribers I have so far on this channel. It's a new channel, and I believe you're going to get value, so much value here. And as you do, please kindly subscribe and like as you watch. Please, God bless you. Thank you. So for the sides, we're going to go ahead and cut out the exact same thing all the way from the lower part, okay? You're going to go ahead, so just cut the exact same thing to the under bust. And then when you get to your bust point, since there is no bust in front, you fold in by half of an inch. Just look at what I'm doing here. Fold in by half of an inch, okay? And then you cut through. As simple as that. Just from the under bust to the bust point, and then after that point you lay everything flat and align it and cut out. I hope you understand. If not, just watch it all over again, you'll get it. Just lift it up from the bust point to under bust point and make it straight, and you're done with the center back. That's all, okay? As simple as that. So now we're going to cut out the sides, okay? Just lay it on the remaining fabric you have. The lower part is going to be the same thing. At the bust point, you also lift up 0.75. For the front is going to be more, 0.75 to 1 inch. This is the center. Okay, this is where the bust curve really is. You can do maximum 0.75 and then you cut out. So you're going to align everything, make everything lay flat, and you cut out. So cut out. Make sure everything is well aligned. Okay. I'm trying to align everything here. And then you pin them down together. Okay. Pin the sides, pin the shoulder so everything stays flat. And then you go ahead to cut out. It's very simple. Okay. So please, if you've watched up to this point and you haven't liked, please, 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 please like and subscribe. Okay, so now the bust cut, just look at what I'm going to do here. I folded in some more from the under bust to the bust point. I folded in 0.75 to 1 inch. I did 1 inch because my bust is big. Okay, but I can do 0.75 is still fine. And you cut straight because there's no bust at the back. That's why we're lifting up that part. And then you align the rest of the part and cut out. Very simple. If you don't understand, just watch it all over again. Download the video, watch it all over again, and you will get it. Okay, and then every other part is the same. Just cut out the same thing for the two side back. Go ahead and cut, 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 cut. Thank you so much, guys, for the likes. I really appreciate you guys a lot. I'm grateful. If you have any tutorial you would like for us to work on, kindly drop it in the comment section. I'm thinking of making a freehand corset for plus size. Okay, so if you're interested, if you would like to see that tutorial, kindly drop in the comment section, please. God bless you. So I can drop it maybe 2 days from now. Okay, thank you guys. So just go ahead and cut out the same thing. The sides, every other part is the same. Okay, and you're done. That's it. And you have 6 pieces. Okay, you have 3 for the front. Now you're going to be having 4 for the back. But when you fix in your zipper, you have 1 at the center and 2 at the sides, which makes up your 6 pieces. Okay, and you cut out. Now I added a little bit of inch at the back armhole. Okay, the front armhole is deeper than the back, so take note of that when cutting out yours. Okay, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut the exact same thing on my lining. Okay, I don't have much lining. Okay, I have just 3 yards of lining, so my lining is going to be shorter than the main fabric. Okay, but if yours is longer, you can go ahead and do that. So can you see this? My lining is 43 inches. Okay, some inches below my knee. Okay, that's what my fabric could carry. I'm using this red lining, so if you have more you can line. So I'm using a red lining. I'm cutting out the exact same thing. Okay, when I'm done, I'm going to cut out the neckline. Okay, now this tutorial is getting longer. These are back piece. Make sure you notch your zipper points, okay, so you don't get confused. Now after joining everything, I'm going to determine the neckline and cut the neckline out. So this video is getting long. These are back piece. Can you see my lining is shorter, so if you have more you can make it a full lining. So it's getting long. We're not going to be sewing here. Okay, the sewing tutorial will be separate. If you want to see the sewing tutorial, just let me know in the comment section. But I just wanted to show us how to cut a simple freehand 6 pieces dress. Thank you guys for stopping by. Till I see you guys next time. Bye bye.